thank you first of all to all of you guests here, because as I'm staying the first time in India ever in my life, the first 2 days here, it was overwhelming, friendly, good food, hosted perfectly, so thank you very much for everybody of you. I am happy to be here. Second, thanks and wishes are going to the Cocoon team and to Alibi. That's the reason why I have the opportunity to speak in front of you. So thank you very much for inviting me. I'm happy to be here for the second time. I don't want to be on stage. I want to wake you up and calm down a little bit to you guys, because I want to come into discussion with you. At the end of the day, we're talking about a topic that you will see a few seconds later, cold pizza and warm Coke. Nobody does like warm pizza and cold pizza and warm Coke. I know that there are existing microwaves and ovens and refrigerators, but this is not how we're going to play the game. As I know you are experts and forensic experts here, and there is a heavy duty if it comes to an incident. Thank you so much. There is the Coke always warm and pizza always cold. So that's why we're gonna achieve a goal together. And the goal is we don't want to have a headless chicken face when it comes to an incident, when a hacker is successful. And I'm not talking about, well, your private mobile phone. I'm talking about incidents where somebody likes to have $1.5 million because he is now owning your data. Let's say the data of your company. Well, is it working? On, off? Should it be on? Yeah, it is working. Where I'm coming from, I have learned that Make in India is a topic that I have to remember now. So we are a part of Make in India, but of course we are made in Germany as well. So I'm in service, it's 30 years in the service. I joined the company a few months ago. I'm CIO there and taking care for all the development, all the things of incident response, DFIR. So this is everything what we're known for, even here in India, staying 3 years. That's who we are. So who am I? You can see it. Make in India, German standards, that is what we're staying for. With certificate, I learned everything is good, but who am I? It is still not working. Okay, I want to try it again. So that's me, as you can see. I was working 26 years for law enforcement. I was working 26 years in liaison of cyber and cyber incidents. That means I have seen probably everything what can occur. Chinese APT groups, Russian groups destroying complete companies, seeking for money. Everything what could have happened was happening. At the end of the day, I can say the experience and the lesson learned we had and I had was really, really intensive, because forensic procedures regularly are slow. I was never working in a red team. I was never doing that, because it is nice. You have the time to prepare your topics. You have the time to prepare the incidents you want to have. But this is nothing if you really have an incident. This is something completely different. So I was always in that part of the game. I was woken up by the phone Saturday night when the incidents were occurring. So, can somebody tell me, in relation to incidents, what is happening in just 73 minutes? Which kind of goals can our competitors achieve, our offenders, in 73 minutes? Is there something that could happen in this, what could happen in this short time? Nothing? Nothing at all? Yes, because we have learned that offenders need 2 or 3 months staying in our systems, that the offenders need time to have a lateral movement, but I can tell you that is an information from before yesterday. Even I would have been staying here again a year ago. I would say, okay, this is correct, but it isn't. In 73 minutes, nowadays, it can happen everything. That means initial access to your system, lateral movement, everything is figured out, and then at the end of the day, data are stolen, and at the end of the day, the system is encrypted. It needs not more than 73 minutes in an average. That is new information. And that means even we have a difficult part now to solve. That means our reaction time is very, very short. And as I did it in the time before, I was giving recommendations to government agencies, to companies they were hit, but the recommendations were not coming from here. They were coming more from there, because it was experiences we had, and we were doing about the recommendations to plug off a system or to cut something or to not use something because we have known things before. What was quite okay for some time, but now the result or the new goal should be that we want to react because we have evidences, they are proof. So as you can see here, as I told you, everything can happen. So you get compromised, you have the injection of the offenders, you have the escalation of everything in your system, you got scanned, and scanned means all your data is lost. Yeah? Finally, you got the encryption, and then is the payday. So how can we solve that? It means the forensic experts we have, and I was working with a lot of guys. I won't say that all of them, all of us, are really different personalities in relation to our work we do. But at the end of the day, yes, we are. So everybody has his own style, everybody is working with tools of his own choice, and finally we're going to have a result. I've even seen these problems in SOCs and in cyber labs everywhere. It is kind of working, yes, you will get your results, but maybe sooner, maybe later. And I want to have sooner. So with you together. So let's see what we have learned when we were in university. We had a classic workflow. Everybody was telling us, hey, we have to have solutions, bulletproof and port-proof means every single bit of byte. I was working in the classical forensics. That means everything has to do with child abuse and economic crimes and all of that. So I'm really standing behind these topics. That means we want to have every bit of byte. But is this the right solution if we're going into incident forensic, or does it make more sense just to achieve the data which is responsible for our incident? Well, if you are choosing this process, of course, if you're using triaging, you are faster. Triaging is not something that protects you in the age of, I don't want to do any forensics anymore. No, that's not what I said. But it is just, please rethink if there could be a model that is more fitting into the scenario we have. So on the one side, I'd like you to change the forensic process, and on the other side, I'd like to have your other processes at all when we are talking about the SOC process, the human process, yeah? How are we acting together? It will be a little bit deeper and a little bit more clear in the next minutes why I'm so concerned about that these things are not fast enough. Because if you're looking, what is an incident forensics at all? Well, the field is wild, the field is big, there could be anything what is mentioned here. If it is mobile forensics, if it is something in the darknet, if you need to know something about your ransomware groups, everything could be a part of incident forensic. And for everything, regularly, you need specialists. So where I'm coming from, the specialists were not everywhere available. Let's have an imagination. You have an incident, you got hit by ransomware. And when is that taking place? Tuesday, 8 o'clock? When everybody is there? Or more or less Sunday night, 2 p.m.? And I'm going to ask you a question. At Sunday night, at 2 p.m., what is your forensic master expert for $400,000? What is he doing? Sleeping, of course. But it doesn't matter, you have to solve the incident. That means optimization, and that means processes which make it available to have valid information at every time. This is the thing we should think about all. I've heard a lot of things before about prevention and how we can behave, but at the end of the day, this is my part of the game. You know? I'd like to do a little questionnaire with you guys together. So here you can see, here is our headless chicken. When is this headless chicken occurring? Of course, when we got it. When ransomware is there, when the attackers are there, then at the end of the day, whatever you have a SOC, you have a Steam, you are monitored, whatever, you have no idea what to do now. So, and is it then a good idea to use the standard processes of forensics? That means you take an image, you're taking this image to your, I don't know, SOC or company, wherever you are, and then you're starting the forensics. Is this a good idea at all? No. Maybe it is. Yes? Then we leave everything as it is. Of course, no. We have to do live forensics. We have to do something what is directly on the system, and I don't care if anybody is selling agents to monitor everything. When the system is broken, no agent or anything is working anymore. So are you prepared? No. As I'm coming from Germany, I can tell you, the incidents I had, more than 50% of the complete economy is not prepared when it comes to investigation, to be ready for forensics. Forensic readiness has nothing to do with monitoring. Forensic readiness has to do if it is happening. You know, when you look into the roof, you have normally these sprayers. They have water to spray elsewhere in case of fire. Nobody wants to have that. But why are they there? In case of fire. And this is the same with forensic readiness. You have to take care of it, yeah, because in case of it will happen. So the answer is clear. So what is known in the headless chicken phase, of course, we have under that already. This is when the attackers are there, when everything is happening and taking place, Sunday nights, all these things. This is the headless chicken phase. And even if you are the decision makers, yeah, you are C-level CEOs, CIOs, CSOs, whatever. Do you have an idea in the first moment what is the next step? Are you prepared? Do you have the emergency plan already there? Is it there? And as we have heard, is it printed out and not in the system? Same in Germany. More than 50% no. Are there special targets? Well, from my perspective, it is like everybody could be hit. How is it in India? Are there special targets? Do you have a problem with the government institutions they got hit? I think nobody will raise their hand. Of course, who would? Yeah? But at the end of the day, when we close the eyes and going into the corner and just talking with me and myself, of course it is happening. Of course, everybody could be a target, and of course, nobody has an idea of if the cyber insurance is taking place or can solve the problems with any who's attending together. Yeah. Just one last question into that. As you see, I'm asking for ransom groups. Does everybody know what is the difference between a ransom attacking group and an APT group, advanced persistent threat? Well, if not, I'm going to help you. So ransom groups, they are not in the system. Yeah? They are like visible. You can see if they are just seeking for money, where is the damage? Is my data stolen? But if you have APT groups, wherever they're coming from the US, from China, they're doing anti-forensics. That means they are silent. They are trying to reach their goal and leave your system without you have any clue that was happening something. And this is something what is, let's say, destroying whether India's or Germans or whoever's economy, because there are secrets, your golden nuggets stolen, and you have not a clue of it, that it was happening. So, for my opinion, this is the more intensive part. So, in our idea, It was now, okay, we have another forensic process now, a little more easier. We have something that is suspicious, yeah, we are crawling for it. We are not all the time looking manually for it. That means it is automated, yeah? We're doing some automated log file analysis directly in the field where we are. This is the state of the art, yeah? We are doing an assessment and we put all the information centralized together, yeah? We are not having Excel sheets. I hate Excel sheets. I'm even not good at that. Yeah? I hate Excel sheets, and they are sent them by emails or even worse by WhatsApp or something like that. If I hear that this is the part of the SOC forensic process, it is rubbish. It cannot take place. It is not state of the art. Don't do it. And still, it is happening. Reporting. Nobody likes reporting. No forensic engineer likes reporting. Yeah? So we are living in the area of AI. So even if you're using Teams or whatever, it is already able to document your conversations. So even that is possible with incident forensic as well. So please use it, do it. Don't write 2 hours, 3 hours reports. So let's think again. What do we need? What are the special needs we have to have if we want to be faster, if we want to have solutions in 2 hours, if we want to have something valid, not from the story, not from your stomach? You have to have something, whatever it is, a framework, a platform, I don't care, what is ready to work for you forensic engineers. You have to think before, what is our community workflow? How are we working together in the case of incident? Wherever you are sitting now, wherever you are on the side of the companies or organizations, they could have been attacked, or on the other side from the forensic engineers. Yeah? See what the market gives you. Yeah? Sometimes, yeah, I know you were in university, you have Master of Science, everybody knows what is a command line Kung Fu. The question is it necessary when every forensic engineer is doing this Kung Fu? Well, maybe yes, but at the end of the day, search the market and look for one-click forensics so that everything what you're doing is already prepared in advance. As we are dealing now with malware, as we are dealing now with really sensitive things, you have even to think about how am I handling these topics. Because as you are a forensic engineer, you have your laptop, you have your system, you have everything with you, but you could be as well as fast as affected. And then you have the supply chain attack in its best. It was happening, especially when we're talking about SOCs, and the SOCs are, let's say, a center of several communities, a center of several institutions. So they're taking care of multiple companies. It is dangerous. So at the end of the day, you have to know how big is my team, who is doing what. You have to scale it before. Yeah? And at the very end of the day, well, I like AWS, I like Dropbox, I like everything else what has to do with cloud installations. But, ladies and gentlemen, in case of incident forensic, it has to be on-prem. Yeah, I don't like it, but you have never know where is what connected, and you have to have one system that is micro-segmented. You have a system that is taking care about these special responsibilities. And this is what I ask you as a CEO who's sitting here now. Please be aware that your engineers, that your security people need exactly that. I'm aware that this costs money, of course, but even these brain mechanics we have above our heads, of course, they're costing money as well. It is not for free. Who's using WhatsApp? One arm, the others are just using something else? No WhatsApp? Everybody's using WhatsApp, for sure, right? Or maybe Signal, or maybe something else. Yeah. But what do I want to say? All the data are stored. We have no idea where the data is stored. We have no idea which AI is scrolling through. We have no idea what we are dealing with sensitive data now, ladies and gentlemen. We have something gold nuggets from companies. Is it good to take photos with WhatsApp or something else? And because we have no other communication opportunity? No. You have to take care before you're doing that. Yeah? And now it is Sunday night. You're laying at home in your bedroom. Somebody is waking you up. When I was in the law enforcement, we had, no kidding, we had helicopters to transfer the people to the sceneries where the offenders were having an impact. So this is not state of the art, ladies and gentlemen. They can do it from the bedroom, and I even don't care if they're working in the bedroom, but you have to prepare even to be able to work in the bedroom. Yeah? So think before you do it. Collaboration is something even you need in every sphere we are now here. Because forensic expert is not a forensic expert, is not a forensic expert. Because the one is doing the network forensic, the other is specialist in Windows, in Linux, in whatever. And when you are compromised, you have all to have these things together. And I bet for it, at Sunday night, you have not one bedroom, you have 4 or 5 different bedrooms where the people are waking up when it is happening. And they have to be able to work collaborative. That makes sense not to send any Excel sheet through any mail program through around the world. Onboarding support means, I know we're here in a hacking convention. I know that you have workshops before. I know that these workshops are good for giving you new information and new views into this cyber attacking world. Is it an education, is my question. Is it? Or do we have to have a more bigger learning process? So as we are going to workshops for months, for years to the university. Keep in mind, I will come back in a second to it. So just before I want to lead over to some do's and don'ts. Let's have a look. It is slow. We're going to wait for it. No. Okay, there is it. Be investigative. Regularly, when you are working in a SOC, the first thing that you have to learn is that you will have alarms. An alarm is good. It is like a red bulb that is turning and giving you the information, here is something wrong. But then you need an interpretation. Investigative is something what I learned as a police officer. To investigate means you have an alarm and you are asking the question why this alarm is occurring, what's behind. Yeah. So it is not okay only to monitor and give the information, hey, something has happened, we have to take care of before. No. You have to be investigative now, because this is our topic now to solve the problem. Use triaging. Don't do bit for bit and byte for byte. Don't use agents, they are giving you information for the long term, but you have no clue what was happening in the last 2 hours. Yeah? Use triaging. Do not create alerts. Yes, an alert is okay. Yes, all of the producing companies of things, they are having alerts. Yeah? What I want to say, you are receiving the alerts, but don't push them just forward, yeah, as an alarm that it is. So it is another alarm. Sit down, think before, and come back, be investigative. This is what you should do. And I think if I'm asking this question now, what are the differences between alerts and investigation results? You can have the answer now immediately. Yeah? At the end of the day, when you're a decision maker, you cannot do anything with an alert. Yeah? You have to decide, am I switching my system now off? And when I'm switching off the system now, I'm losing $300,000 per day because my production is not working anymore. So is it worse to do that? Yeah? Or is the damage bigger if my system is breaking down? So these are the decisions. So this is an investigation result. This is what you forensic experts should provide your CEOs, that they can do the decisions. They need an investigation result with a timeline that tells us here was the black point where the funder was coming in. Here was the point when the network was scanned. Here was the point when the data was stolen. And here are the parts of your systems, they are encrypted. With this information, within the 2 or 3 hours of headless chicken fights, you are master of disaster. And this is what we should now achieve together with SOX, with preparation, with being ready to be ready to investigate it. All these things have to work together. We have heard that before. There was mentioned the human firewall and all these things. Of course, you have to be prepared, but at the end of the day, the preparation is not finished. The preparation has to be taking place even in that part as well. Think more. I'm a fan of a framework. What is a framework? A framework is a predefined process, whatever you're using on tools, that gives you an idea how to work. Well, we are always using that. So why we are not using that in kind of incident response? It is a very old principle. So there's the difference. If you are having an office framework, it means you're deciding to have a process in your company. But why don't we have that even in a forensic framework? That means we have predefined tools, we have predefined systems, we have predefined mechanisms. They are easy to use even for forensic experts. They are not only 400,000 cases. And we are all in the situation that we are starting with our career and we want to do our very best to achieve the best results. So a forensic framework is that what could help you to improve, could help you to solve your problems. Think about it. If you share information by email or by WhatsApp or by whatever, am I prepared even in this professional area? Because regularly, if we are constructing a SOC of a cert, we are thinking of what are the goals they have to be achieved. But we are not thinking about the techniques, how to do it when it comes of monitoring, of investigating. So these are just a little things that are working like a treadmill with each other together. So please, ladies and gentlemen, even if this is your task, have a plan, think for it, and don't be one of the 80% that is getting the impact, and then what we're going to do. I can tell you from my perspective, I would not mention it if I would not have seen it. We had attacks in the years before with companies. They were not protected, of course. Then it was going down because the company realized we can use Defender or something like this. Okay, just another minute. To come back, what we have from MH servers is that we said we were thinking about all these problems before. We were thinking about all these techniques, how to deal with them with our threat hunter. So that means we put all these efforts, all these thoughts into a product that maybe solve this problem. So you're all welcome, of course, to join our booth. But at the end of the day, it need not for you 100% fitting. But the information I gave you in the 20 minutes before, I'm sure that they will fit for you for 100%. If nothing is working anymore, in Germany, we said we did the conclusion that when everything is down, when everything is even melted down, you have no warm room, no nothing. Sometimes this could solve the worst case. So If you have no lab, you have to put your lab on wheels. If you're interested in that, we were using it, any server was producing it, so don't have a look at that at all. Regularly, there is a video connected with it. I'm jumping over the video because we really got that. But it is still not working. The last two slides, an investment in knowledge is paid by the highest interest. That means, as I told you before, workshops are good. Workshops are good for giving you the first information. But at the end of the day, you need forensic experts. They are trained. It needs days? No. It needs weeks? Maybe. It needs months for sure. For sure. The topics are too various. And if you think about the topics, which topics are they? I'm going to give you information right here to highlight it, what it is. Fundamental forensics, computer hardware forensics, whatever, but I highlighted the most impressive ones if you're going into incident forensics. So it's networks, of course, it is triage, of course, it is malware, and last but not least, intelligence analysis. But because at the end of the day, you don't want to know, hey, it is a brute force attack. Yeah, this is one of the results. Yeah, but the information you want to have is this kind of brute force attack in combination with some other assets are used by Lockbit 3.0 or by Akira or by any group, and then you have the valid result, the result you are seeking for. I was speeding a little bit up, as you see. I'm not being able to answer all of these questions in 20, 30 minutes. Still, I'm happy to stay longer with you guys in India until Sunday. So I hope that we can come tonight, elsewhere tomorrow, into a conversation. I would like to. Maybe I was able to open some eyes here and there. Think for it. Be prepared. Be prepared. Don't focus on old style things that you have learned, that you have studied. Our region where we are working is a lot of too fast that we can say, okay, we do it as we did it yesterday. Thank you so much.